Good afternoon to all of you. Is
Good
my voice
afternoon, sir.
audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And is this video visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. No, sir.
It's 40. More than 43 students have joined. So just I will admit those students. Okay. And then we will start the lecture. Have admitted the students. Let me share the screen. Please tell if the screen is visible or not. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So up till now, what we have completed? आपण काय complete केलेलं आतापर्यंत? What we have seen in the last lecture?
Article the.
Yes. So yes, we have discussed in the last lecture the articles, and we have seen the two articles, that is a and an. When a is used and when an article is used, that we have discussed in the last lecture. Also, we have seen some of the uses of the article also. Okay. Some of the uses of article the, that also we have discussed in the last lecture. Okay. So when article a or an is used, or when article a is used, and when an article an is used, can anybody tell me?
When the word begins with the consonant sound, then article a is used before the word. And when the word begins with the vowel sound, then article an is used before the word.
Yes, very correct. So when the word is beginning with the consonant sound, then generally we make use of O article. Okay, article O is used before the words beginning with the consonant sound, and article an is used before the words beginning with vowel sound. Okay, so this is the clear difference we make for using these two articles, article a and article an. Okay, so this we have discussed, and we were discussing about the definite article the. So article a and an, these two are called as indefinite article. Okay, article a and an are called indefinite articles, and article the is called as the definite article. Article the is called as the definite article, and article the, okay, the article is used for indicating someone or something specific or particular. Okay, the is called definite article as it is used to indicate someone or something specific. So if we are talking about specific thing, if we are talking about specific person, if we are talking about a particular or specific country, institute, college, okay, or hospital or a person, okay, then we use the article before that noun, okay. And uses that we have seen of the definite articles, definite article the are, the first use is the is used before singular countable nouns, plural countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. So if there are uncountable nouns also are there, or if there are countable nouns or singular countable nouns or plural countable nouns, for all of these we use the as an article. And we have seen one of the example, that is the book is not available in the market. So the book is called singular countable noun. That's why we are using here the as an article, okay. Then we have seen the water of this river is very clear and sweet. Though the water is uncountable noun, okay, we can, or we have to use the as an article. Why? Because it is used before singular countable nouns, plural countable nouns, or uncountable nouns. So this is the first use that we have seen. Then we have seen to talk about a particular thing or a person that has been already mentioned. एखाद्या माणसाविषयी किंवा एखाद्या व्यक्तीविषयी किंवा गोष्टीविषयी आपण पहिल्यांदा बोललो असू, तर पुन्हा त्या गोष्टीबद्दल, माणसाबद्दल बोलताना आपण काय करतो, किंवा त्या गोष्टीचा रेफरन्स देताना आपण काय करतो, द हे आर्टिकल वापरतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, आय एट अ केक अँड an ice cream. I ate a cake and an ice cream. The cake was tasty and delicious. So we are talking about that particular cake which I have eaten in the last night or yesterday, okay. I ate a cake and an ice cream. The cake was tasty and delicious. आपण त्या पर्टिक्युलर केक, स्पेसिफिक केक बद्दल बोलतोय, ओके. सो फॉर दॅट वी हॅव टू यूज द ॲज अन आर्टिकल. देन नेक्स्ट वन इज आय रेड अ बुक. द बुक इज इंटरेस्टिंग. I read a book. Here we have used in the first sentence a book, okay. A book, we have used a book. It might be any book, okay. But when we are talking about that book in second sentence, we have to give the reference of that book, and that's why we have to use the article before that book, okay. I read a book. The book is interesting. Which book is interesting? A book that the book that I have read in the last night or before some days ago, okay. I read a book. The book is interesting. This is the second use. Then before noun referring to actions and changes when they are followed by of. So specifically to the nouns, okay, which refer to action, means what? Just we will see it with example. The growth of the steel industry is fast. The growth of the steel industry is fast. Here we are referring to a noun. What is the noun here? The growth is the noun, okay. Growth, which is referring to action, okay. Growth means what in Marathi? वाढणे, okay. Growth means what? वाढणे किंवा मोठा होणे, okay. Growth, growth of industry, growth of business, okay. So these are the nouns that specifically refer to actions. Okay. This growth is a noun which refers to action. Growth म्हणजे काय? वाढ होणे. तर एखादी ऍक्शन दर्शवतो. हे जे नाउन आहे ग्रोथ, हे काय दाखवतं? तर ऍक्शन दाखवतं. अँड इट इज ऑल्सो फॉलोड बाय ऑफ. जेव्हा ऑफ एखादं नाउन असेल ते जेव्हा ऑफच्या आधी येतं किंवा जेव्हा एखाद्या नाउन नंतर ऑफ येतं त्या नाउनच्या आधी आपण काय करतो? द हे आर्टिकल वापरतो. ओके. द ग्रोथ ऑफ द स्टील इंडस्ट्री इज फास्ट. ओके. सो हियर we have used here the as an article before noun which is followed by of. Of त्याच्या नंतर येतं. So this one is also one of the use. Then fourth one is before nouns which are unique of their kind in the world, such as earth, sky, sun, moon, ocean, etc. So whatever unique is there, okay, on this earth or on this planet or on the in this universe, okay, whatever there is unique, that unique thing is known with the article the. Okay, we have to use the article before that noun. Okay, or whatever unique of their kind is present in the world, before that noun we use the as an article. एखादी युनिक अशी गोष्ट आहे जसं की अर्थ असेल, सन असेल, स्काय असेल, मून, whatever the unique creatures in this world, we use the article before that nouns. Okay, so the earth moves around the sun. Here earth and sun, these are both the unique nouns. These both are called as the unique nouns. That's why we use the as an article before that. The sea and the sky meet each other at the horizon. Here also sea is the unique thing, and also sky is also called as the unique thing. That's why we are using here the article. Okay, so this one is the fourth use. Then moving towards fifth one, before nouns which have superlative adjectives before them. So before nouns which have superlative adjectives. Superlative adjectives जेव्हा एखाद्या नामाच्या आधी येतात, ओके, त्या ऍडजेक्टिव्हच्या आधी द हे आर्टिकल आपण वापरतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, अकबर वॉज द ग्रेटेस्ट मुघल एम्पेरर. अकबर वॉज द ग्रेटेस्ट मुघल एम्पेरर. हियर before noun, okay, which is having superlative adjectives. So what is the superlative adjective here?
Greatest.
Greatest is the superlative adjective which came before noun, that is Mughal emperor. Okay, so for that or before that superlative adjective we use the as an article. Okay, Akbar was the greatest Mughal emperor. Then B, second example, Vision for 2020 is one of the best books by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. See this one, Vision for 2020 is one of the best. So here best is the superlative adjective which is used in this example. Best is the superlative adjective, and before this superlative adjective we have to use the as an article. Okay, we use the article before the superlative adjectives. Vision for 2020 is one of the Best books by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So this is the second example. Let's see the other use. Sixth one, before an adverb when used for comparatives. एखादं adverb जे compare करण्यासाठी आपण वापरतो, तर त्या adverb च्या आधी आपण काय करतो, the हे article वापरतो. For example, the higher you climb, the colder it gets. तुम्ही जेवढं वर जाल तेवढं थंडी काय होते तर वाढत जाते. एखाद्या हिल स्टेशन, when you go to any hill station like Pachgani, Vai, Mahabaleshwar, then you are going higher. Okay, you are going higher at the peak of that mountain or that plate. Okay, that plateau. एखाद्या टेकडीवर जाता किंवा एखाद्या माउंटन वर जाता तेव्हा काय होतं तर हवा काय होते थंड होत जाते. कोल्डर इट गेट्स. The higher you climb, the colder it gets. So these are the superlative adjectives. Comparative adverb. Which are the comparative adverbs in this sentence? Comparative adverbs कुठले आहेत या सेंटेन्स मध्ये?
Higher and colder.
Higher and colder. These are the two comparative adverbs. High and cold, these are the adverbs, and its comparative is just we have to add er as a suffix. Higher and colder. Okay, so the higher you climb, the colder it gets. जेवढं तुम्ही वर जाल तेवढं थंडी किंवा हवा थंड होत जाते. Then seventh one is before nouns which represent a class of one kind. एखादा कुठलाही क्लास असेल, ओके, जो रिप्रेझेंट करतो पूर्ण त्या कम्युनिटीला. ओके, वॉट एव्हर कम्युनिटी दॅट क्लास इज रिप्रेझेंटिंग, फॉर दॅट क्लास वी हॅव टू यूज द ॲज अन ॲडवर्ब. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, द पुअर ऑलवेज सफर. हिअर पुअर इज class of one kind of people. Okay, poor is the class of one kind of people, and that's why we have to use the as an article before that. The poor always suffer. गरिबांनाच काय केलं जातं, त्रास दिला जातो किंवा त्रास होतो. And its opposite is the rich always exploits. रिच काय करतात तर कायम शोषण करतात असं त्याचा अर्थ होतो. द रिच ऑलवेज एक्सप्लॉइट. सो हिअर the poor and the rich, these are the two class. Okay, these are the two classes which represents the wealth of that class. Okay, which represent wealth which they bears. Okay, whatever wealth that class is bearing, we call that class as, if that class is bearing minimum wealth or low type of wealth, then it is called as poor. And if that class is bearing high wealth, then it is called as the rich. So rich and poor, these are the two classes. And also one class is that middle class. Okay, so the poor always suffer, the rich always exploit. This is the rule of that of the humanity. Then second one is we should always help the weak and the helpless. We should always help the weak and the helpless. So weak is also one of the class of peoples, and helpless is one also one of the class of people. Okay, so these are the classes of people, and we have to use the article before these classes. Then eighth one is before proper noun when it is used for comparison with a similar noun. Before proper noun when it is used for comparison with a similar noun. So when we use proper nouns to compare another noun, in the example, we have to use the article before that noun. Okay. For example, Kashmir is the Switzerland of India. Kashmir is the Switzerland of India. Here we are comparing Kashmir with Switzerland. Okay. So these are the two tourist destinations, that is Kashmir and Switzerland. And we call Kashmir as the Switzerland of India. Okay. काश्मीरला आपण काय म्हणतो, भारतातलं स्वित्झर्लंड. सो दॅट्स वाय वी हॅव टू यूज द बिफोर स्वित्झर्लंड. whatever with what we are comparing Kashmir with Switzerland, that's why the is the article used before that Switzerland. Okay. Then second one, Vijay is the Ramanujan of recent era. So here Ramanujan was the greatest scientist. Okay. And Vijay is compared with Ramanujan. Okay. And that's why for comparing these or for comparing any person with that well-known person, before that well-known person, we just use the article. Okay. We just use the article. Then look at the ninth one, before abstract nouns or material nouns when they are used in particular sense. बघा, abstract nouns च्या पुढं किंवा material nouns च्या पुढं आपण काय करतो, the हे आर्टिकल वापरतो. So what's the meaning of abstract noun, or what's the meaning of abstract? Anybody knows? What's the meaning of abstract? Okay, I will tell. Abstract means what? The things that we cannot watch, okay, or that we cannot see with our naked eyes. आपण आपल्या डोळ्यांनी ज्या गोष्टी बघू शकत नाही, ओके, किंवा ज्या गोष्टी आपण फील करू शकत नाही, त्यांना काय म्हणतात, ऍब्स्ट्रॅक्ट असं म्हणतात. ओके. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, करेज और ब्यूटी, or we can say that honesty, these are some of the qualities. Okay, qualities of the person, qualities of a person are also called as the abstract noun. Means what? Honesty, then courage, okay, then might. These are some of the qualities of the person. Okay, so these are some of the abstract nouns, and before the abstract nouns we use the article. Okay, article the is used before the abstract nouns also. For example, the beauty of the Taj Mahal has not yet faded. The beauty of the Taj Mahal has not yet faded. तर ताजमहलचे जे सौंदर्य आहे ते अजूनपर्यंत काय आहे, अबाधित आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये काहीही कमीपणा आलेला नाही. ओके, हॅज नॉट येट फेडेड म्हणजे तो काही कमी झालेला नाही. ओके, द ब्युटी ऑफ द ताजमहल, हिअर ब्युटी इज द ऍब्स्ट्रॅक्ट नाउन. ओके, ब्युटी इज कॉल्ड एज द ऍब्स्ट्रॅक्ट नाउन, and before that we use article the. Then second one is the honesty shown by you is remarkable. The honesty shown by you is remarkable. So here honesty is abstract noun. It is not a physical object, or it is not a physical thing. Okay, so that's why this is called as abstract noun, and for the abstract nouns we use article the. Before abstract noun we use the article. Then also before the material nouns also we make use of article the. For example, the wheat of Punjab is of the best quality. The wheat of Punjab is of the best quality. पंजाबनं जो गहू येतो, पंजाबचा जो गहू आहे तो काय आहे तर बेस्ट क्वालिटीचा आहे. The wheat of Punjab is of the best quality. पंजाबचा जो गहू आहे तो बेस्ट क्वालिटीचा आहे. So this is also one of the example. 10th one, before proper nouns such as mountain ranges, rivers, oceans, seas, gulfs, canals, deserts, few names of countries. So article the is used before proper nouns, okay, before proper nouns such as mountain ranges. ज्या माउंटन किंवा पर्वत, ज्या पर्वत रांगा आहेत त्यांच्या पुढे आपण आर्टिकल द वापरतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल द हिमालयाज, ओके, द हिमालयाज. सो वी यूज आर्टिकल द बिफोर हिमालयाज, ओके. देन द आल्प्स, आल्प्स हा सुद्धा एक प्रकारचा पर्वत आहे. सो द आल्प्स, this is also one of the abstract noun. The Kilimanjaro, so Kilimanjaro is also mountain which found in African continent, okay, Kenya. So that also before that also we use article the, okay. So mountain ranges, rivers like Ganga, Sindhu, okay. These are rivers, famous rivers, or these are the longest rivers in Asian continent, okay. So for these rivers and before the names of these rivers we use article the Ganga, the Sindhu, okay. Oceans means samudra, okay, mahasagar. For example, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Pacific Ocean. So these are the examples of oceans, and before names of these oceans we use article the. Then seas, so seas means samudra, okay. Sea means what? Samudra. So Arabian Sea, then the Bay of Bengal, these are called as sea, okay. These are called as sea. So before these nouns we use the article, the Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal. Then gulfs, whatever the gulfs means what? These are the desert countries, okay. म्हणजे पूर्ण जिथं आपण काय म्हणू वाळवंट, ओके, वाळवंट टाईप अशा कंट्रीज आहेत त्यांना गल्फ कंट्रीज असं म्हणतात, ओके. देन कॅनल्स, व्हॉट एव्हर द कॅनल्स आर देअर, द नेम्स ऑफ कॅनल, द फेमस नेम ऑफ कॅनल इज सुएज कॅनल, ओके, सुएज कॅनल. सो बिफोर दॅट कॅनल ऑल्सो वी यूज द आर्टिकल. Then deserts like Thar desert of India, okay, Thar desert. Then there are many deserts. The cold desert of Leh Ladakh is also there, okay. So these are the deserts. And few names of countries. So before the names of countries also we use the as an article. So examples, let's see the examples of these. The Himalayan means what? Whatever the Himalayan mountain range is there, before that we use the as an article. The Alps ही सुद्धा काय आहे? पर्वत रांग आहे. The Ganges, so Ganga is also river. The Nile, so Nile is the longest river. I think longest river on the earth is the Nile River. Okay. The Pacific is the ocean. Okay. The Atlantic is also ocean. The Persian Gulf means what? पर्शियाचं आखात असं आपण म्हणतो. आखात. गल्फ म्हणजे काय? आखात. आखाती देश. So Gulf, whatever the Gulf countries are there, which produce crude oil, okay, which produce crude oil, that are called as the Gulf countries. Then the Bay of Bengal, Bengalचा उपसागर. Before that noun also we use the article. The Arabic Sea or Arabian Sea. The USA, before USA, United States of America, we use the article. Then the USSR, then the UK, United Kingdom. So before the countries, name of the countries, we use article the. Okay. Then 11th one, used to say which type of musical instrument someone plays. So before the names of the musical instrument also, we use article the. For example, Fiona is learning the flute. Fiona is learning the flute. Fiona काय करते आहे? तर फ्ल्यूट शिकते. बासरी वाजवायला शिकते. So here the flute, this is called as the instrument, musical instrument. Flute is the musical instrument. So before flute we have to use article the. Fiona is learning the flute. Then B is he plays the violin. He plays the violin. So here violin is also one of the musical instrument. Okay, violin is also one of the musical instrument which we play. So before this also we use article the. Then 12th is before names of certain books. Before names of certain books, particularly the spiritual books. Okay, before the names of certain books. Which are these books? Ramayana, the Quran, the Bible. Okay, the Ramayana, the Quran, the Bible, and other religious books are there. Before these books we use article the. Okay, whatever the spiritual books are there like Ramayana, Bible, Quran, we use article the. So the Ramayana, the Quran, the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, the Bhagavad Gita, these are some of the important religious books. With before these books we use article the. Then 13 is before names of newspapers. Before names of newspapers, वर्तमानपत्रांच्या नावाच्या आधी. For example, the Hindustan Times, the Times of India, the Economic Times, okay, the Indian Express, the Hindu. So before the newspapers, names of newspapers, we use article the. Or the magazines also. Before the magazines also, like the Guardian, okay, the Guardian. Then there are different magazines are also there. The Outlook, So these are some of the magazines. Before these names of the magazines, we use article the. Okay, the Hindustan Times, the Times of India, the Economic Times, the Economic Express, the Hindu. So these are some of the newspapers before the names of which we use article the. Then 14th one is before famous buildings. Before famous buildings, whatever the famous buildings are there in all over the world, before the names of those buildings, we use article the. For example, the Taj Mahal, the Taj Mahal, the Red Fort, okay, the Red Fort, the Raigad Fort, okay. So these are some of the famous buildings. The Qutub Minar, okay, the Qutub Minar, the Char Minar. These are some of the famous buildings in India. Then the Eiffel Tower. So Eiffel Tower is from the France, okay. Eiffel Tower is built in France, okay. That's why the Eiffel Tower. So these are some of the famous buildings. The Wall of China. So चायनाची भिंत आहे, ओके, मोठी. तर त्याच्या पुढे सुद्धा आपण काय वापरतो, द आर्टिकल, द वॉल, द ग्रेट वॉल ऑफ चायना असं आपण त्याला म्हणतो. So before the famous buildings also we use the article. Before nationalities, so whatever the nationalities are there, okay, whatever the nationalities means what, the representative of that country, a person which represents the country, okay, any country, that person is having the nationality of that country. एखाद्या व्यक्तीचं नागरिकत्व, नॅशनॅलिटी, ही त्या व्यक्तीच्या देश देतो त्या व्यक्तीला, ओके. सो वी आर फ्रॉम इंडिया, सो वी आर हॅव्हिंग नॅशनॅलिटी इंडियन. सो फॉर इंडियन ऑल्सो वी हॅव टू यूज द आर्टिकल, द इंडियन, द ब्रिटिश or the English, the French, the Roman, okay, the American. These are some of the nationalities, the Chinese, the Japanese, okay. So these are some of the nationalities, and before these nationalities we make use of the article, that is the, okay. Okay, हे समजलं का सगळं? When to use article the, is it understood by you? समजलं का हे?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let's move towards the next point, that is omission of the articles. When we don't use articles, or when we omit the articles, that also are having some of the examples. For example, let's see when to omit the articles. केव्हा आपण आर्टिकल्स वापरायचे नाहीत किंवा केव्हा आपण आर्टिकल्स वगळायचे, त्याचे काही एक्झाम्पल्स आहेत. सो लेट्स सी देम. Articles are not used with uncountable, abstract and material nouns when they are used in a general sense. So whatever the articles, okay, when they are not used before the uncountable, abstract or material nouns, when they are used in general sense. So whatever the uncountable nouns are there, okay, abstract nouns are there, material nouns are there, if we are using them in the general sense, एक आपण जनरल सेन्स मध्ये त्याचा वापर करत असू तर त्यावेळी काय करायचं तर ऑमिट करायचं, म्हणजे ते आर्टिकल वगळायचं, तिथं आर्टिकल वापरायचं नाही. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, rice is grown in some regions of Maharashtra. Rice is grown in some regions of Maharashtra. Here rice is the material noun, or we can say that it is also the uncountable noun and it is used in general sense. म्हणजे आपण एकदम असं सामान्य किंवा we have not used it as a particular. आपण जनरल सेन्स मध्ये जेव्हा अनकाउंटेबल, ऍबस्ट्रॅक्ट किंवा मटेरियल नाउनचा यूज करतो तेव्हा त्याच्या पुढं आर्टिकल आपण लिहित नाही. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, राईस इज ग्रोन इन सम रिजन्स ऑफ महाराष्ट्र. महाराष्ट्राच्या काही भागात भाताचं पीक घेतलं जातं. सो राईस हियर वी आर नॉट युजिंग अ, एन और द, ओके, बिकॉज वी आर स्पीकिंग इन जनरल सेन्स. राईस हा पूर्ण महाराष्ट्रामध्ये काही भागात त्याचं उत्पन्न घेतलं जातं. ओके, देन बी इज honesty is the best quality. So honesty, this is the abstract noun, okay, and it is not used in a particular sense. Honesty is the best quality. This is the phrase, or we can say that हा जो विचार आहे, this is the thought which is equal in all over the world. हा कुठेही गेला तरी तुम्हाला हा जो थॉट आहे तो सगळीकडे बघायला मिळेल. Honesty is the best policy. Okay, so that's why though this is the abstract noun, we don't use article the before this abstract noun, that is honesty. Then C, let's see the third one. Platinum is costlier than gold. Platinum is costlier than gold. Platinum हे gold पेक्षा काय आहे तर महाग आहे. So here also we are just speaking this sentence in general sense, not a particular sense. That's why we have to omit the articles. Then see the second one, with plural countable nouns used in general sense. अनेक वचनी, ओके, मोजता येणाऱ्या नामांपुढे सुद्धा आपण काय करू शकतो तर आर्टिकल वगळू शकतो. केव्हा? जेव्हा आपण ते जनरल सेन्स म्हणजे पूर्ण जगाला जेव्हा लागू होतं ते त्यावेळेस आपण आर्टिकलचा यूज करायचा नाही. For example, children are innocent. So here we are not using a children or an children or the children. We are not talking about a particular or specific child or specific group of children. We are talking about the whole world and children in all over the world. Children are innocent. मुलं काय असतात? निरागसच असतात. इन ऑल ओव्हर द वर्ल्ड, तुम्ही कुठेही जा जगामध्ये किंवा जगामध्ये कुठेही गेला तरी मुलं, लहान मुलं जे असतात ते काय असतात? इनोसंट असतात. त्यांना खऱ्या खोट्या गोष्टी माहित नसतात. ओके, सो दॅट्स वाय चिल्ड्रन आर इनोसंट. सो हियर वी आर ओमिटिंग द आर्टिकल. Then second one is books are our best friends. So this is also the phrase which applies to all the world. Books are our best friends. Books हे आपले मित्र आहेत, चांगले मित्र आहेत. People are habituated to smartphones. Here also before smartphones we are not using article the or o or an. Okay, people are habituated to smartphones. लोकांना मोबाईलची फोनची काय झालेली आहे तर सवय झालेली आहे, व्यसन झालेलं आहे. With noun phrases that contain other determiners. So whatever the noun phrases are there, okay, and which are having the determiners. Determiners means what? Any a word, okay, a word that connects two words, located and Shivajinagar. These are the two words, okay. Located is the verb, Shivajinagar is the noun. So the word at is balancing the sentence, or it is connecting these two words. That's why it is called as the determiner. My house is located at Shivajinagar. So here at is also called as the determiner. Okay. So with noun phrases that contain determiner. And what is the noun phrase? Shivajinagar. So Shivajinagar is here noun. Okay. And at is the determiner. Okay. That's why we are using, or we are not using here article. My house is located at Shivajinagar. माझं घर शिवाजीनगर येथे आहे. I recently read America's history. Here also America's apostrophe yes is the determiner. Okay. I recently read America's history. मी आत्ताच काय वाचली? अमेरिकेची हिस्ट्री वाचली, इतिहास वाचला. I looked at this cat with curiosity. This cat. So here also we are not using article, any article. I looked at this cat with curiosity. We are not using here a or an or the instead of this. Okay. So this is the determiner. Before languages, so whatever the languages are there, before that languages also we are using article the. For example, we speak English for effective global communication. We speak English for effective global communication. इंग्लिशचं जे महत्व आहे ते कशासाठी आहे तर इफेक्टिव्ह ग्लोबल कम्युनिकेशन साठी. Then second one is Marathi is spoken in some parts of Karnataka also. मराठी कर्नाटकच्या काही भागांमध्ये सुद्धा बोललं जातं. Okay. So we will see the next part of this chart also in the next lecture. Before that, let me take first attendance of you. Give the attendance so that yes, roll number 1. Roll number 1. Accept. Roll number 2.
Present, sir.
3. Roll number 3. संध्या चंदन शिवे. Roll number 4.
Present, sir.
5. 6.
Present, sir.
7.
Present, sir.
8. Roll number 8. 9.
Present, sir.
10.
Present, sir.
11.
Present, sir.
12. Roll number 12. 13. Roll number 13. Absent. 14.
Present.
15.
Present.
16.
Present, sir.
17. रोल नंबर 13 माइक ऑन होत नाही. ठीक आहे. रोल नंबर 16. रोल नंबर 16. 17. 18. 19.
Yes, sir.
20. Roll number
Yes, sir.
20.
Present, sir.
21. Roll number 21. 22. 23.
Present, sir.
24.
Present, sir.
25.
Yes, sir.
26.
Present, sir.
27.
Present, sir.
28. Roll number 28. 29.
Present, sir.
30.
Yes, sir.
31. 31 present. Okay. 31. 32.
Yes, sir.
33.
Present, sir.
34.
Yes, sir.
35.
Sir,
Present, sir.
Yes.
C08 present.
ओके ठीक आहे. शेवटी सांगायचं. समजा आता अटेंडन्स चालली तर आपली राहिली असेल तर शेवटी सगळ्यांची अटेंडन्स झाल्यानंतर सांगायचं, कारण मग लिंक तुटते मध्येच.
Okay, sir.
आता कुठपर्यंत होतो आपण? रोल नंबर
36.
रोल नंबर 36 प्रेझेंट. ओके. 37.
Present, sir.
38.
Present, sir.
39.
Present, sir.
40. रोल नंबर 40.
Present, sir.
41. 41. 42. Roll number 42. 43. 43 present. Okay. Don't comment, just give attendance. If there is a voice problem or mic problem, then I can understand, but more than 10 to 12 students are always having this practice to just comment roll number, and yes, only just comment as present, sir. Where I were? Roll number 41. 42.
Yes, sir.
43. Roll number 43. 44. 44 mic on होत नाही. 45. Roll number 45. 46. 47. Roll number 47. 48.
Present, sir.
49.
Present, sir.
50.
Present, sir.
51.
Yes, sir.
52.
Present, sir.
53.
Present, sir.
54.
Present, sir.
55.
Yes, sir.
56. Roll number 56. 57.
Present, sir.
58.
Present, sir.
59.
Yes, sir.
60. माइक ऑन होत नाही. 61.
Yes, sir.
62. Roll number 62. 63. Roll number 63. ओके. कोण राहिले का प्रेझेंट द्यायचं? ऍबसेंट रोल नंबर्स पुकारतो मी. रोल नंबर 1, 17, 18, 22, 28, 45, 56, 62 and 63. These are the absent roll numbers. Does anybody present? कोणाची राहिली absentee प्रेझेंटी द्यायची राहिली आहे का? Okay, then shall we stop here? थांबायचं आपण?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
We will see the next part of this chapter in the day before, the day after. I think on the Thursday we are having the lecture. Okay, so we will see on the Thursday. Thanks for joining. You can leave this meeting. Okay, we'll stop here.